South Carolina State Representative and candidate for U.S. Senate, Krystle Matthews was captured telling an undercover journalist that it's key to treat white people, quote, like shit.
My district is heavily Republican and it's heavily white. Wow. I'm not a stranger to white people. I'm from a mostly white town.
Yeah.
And let me tell you one thing. You got to know who you're dealing with. Like, you got to treat them like shit.
All of the Democrat Party is anti-white. They are all saying this every day. This particular Democrat got caught. How do I know that they're saying this every day? Well, for one thing, it's just everywhere to see. All of the evidence shows it. They're caught other times. I've personally heard them. That's how I know it as well. Mastriano, thank you. That's how I know that that's the case. But the other way that you can know it's the case, if you're especially stolid, if you're especially a dim-witted knob, that you can know it's the case, is that the Democrats across every state and at the federal level have not all come bashing through your television screens, come tearing through the newspapers in your laps to say, oh no, she's not one of us. We don't hate white people like she does. We don't think about white people like that. Oh no, they're not doing that, are they? Which means they concur. And for all of you dummies out there, that word means agree. All right? So that's because they agree with this crystal meth. They agree with her down there in South Carolina. That's why they're not tearing through the paper. That's why they're not kicking out your speakers in your cars to come to you and say, we don't agree with her anti-whiteism. If they come out and say, well, we don't agree with her anything, we think she was whatever, that's not enough. That's not enough. The Democrats have to be made to jump as high as we can say. That's how high they have to jump. If they're out there saying that she was racist, then they decide racist, the anti-white slur, the concept. They decide how high or low that bar is for one of their own. Do you get it? Are you finally catching up with me? If you're one of the idiots out there, unlike the champions here, the apostles of a new age where the sun rises in the west, are you finally getting it? Are you finally getting how many steps ahead of you I've been all along? We get to decide how high the bitches jumps, how high all these Democrats jump when we say anti-white. They get to decide when they say it was a racist thing to say.
I keep them right here under my thumb. Like, that's where I keep them. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they get out of control like kids.
Trust me.
So, like, for me, all these other people are tiptoeing around them, and I'm like, no, that's some white I ain't doing that.
This is an elected representative, state level, South Carolina. South Carolina. Southerners, white people voted for this woman. White people put her in office.
Yeah. And that was my problem with Bernie, because he was talking to an all-black crowd, and he was afraid to say black shit.
What is black shit? Isn't it most of it sort of a brownish color?
I said, if I'm talking to an all-black crowd, I'm going to say black shit. Yeah. Now, if you don't like it, you get your white ass up and leave.
This is a state-level rep in the state of South Carolina. This is a totally legitimate official position in American governance. Do you understand? This is one rung down from the federal level, which she's now seeking to take a seat there. And why not let her at this point? I mean, she obviously has the right mindset. You got to treat white people like shit, she said. Treat them like shit. So this is where we've gotten to in the West. Do you remember what you were lied to about when you were young? What I was like, doesn't matter how old you are. When you were young and you were in school, what were you told about American governance? What were you told about British governance? What were you told about Italian governance? That it was most austere, most severe, most honorable. And you saw all these white men who comported themselves to the best that is humanly possible to that high standard. Yes, you remember that. They wanted to say there was continuity from that time until this time. But now, of course, we don't have that. Now we have pantomime, jack shit, crazy nonsense, anti-white-ism all over the place. So that you can get this woman with, one hell of an attitude up there, wagging her finger at all of us. And how many times have we seen this caricature in entertainment media your whole life? And the big black woman, she always got it right. She always got it right. If there was wisdom to be had, she had it. And she told the multiracial cast how to defeat that white man with their blue eyes over there. She always got it right, didn't she? She might not have got the scale right, but she always got the wisdom right. And that is the real state that we're in. You can chuckle for a moment at that, but then you damn well better get busy at advancing the go-free method in your life and everybody else's, because there's no hope in hell for you and the rest of us if you don't. No more of this saturnine, black-pilling bullshit. Woe is me, support George Carlin and all this kind of nonsense. As anti-white as that motherfucker was, we should dig him up, resurrect him, and kill him again. We have to put an end to this with the only thing that works. And that is the psychological defense for the psychological warfare that's waged against us. Or that insanity, what you giggle at now, is the same insanity that took place in our once great country, South Africa, where they're pulling kids up on kitchen tables for ceremonial torture, ritualistic torture, and gang rape before finally killing them. My opinion, of course, since the Democrats and anti-whites control all the news and entertainment media, they'll tell you something different. Make sure you check with them. I'm sure they have different stats.